Good day, and welcome to my YouTube channel. It's been a little while since I've been on YouTube. I've been taking a lot of time to really study YouTube, really study technology and the impacts of technology on the species of mankind, humankind, if you will, in these politically correct days. I find that technology, in spite of the promises to bring people closer together, is really kind of separating people. I'm almost at the point of thinking that technology is the modern day version of the Tower of Babel, or the Tower of Babel, however you want to pronounce it. We all seem to be contributing to various social platforms of technology, but as we all continue to do that, we do it in a much more diverse way. So instead of our opinions bringing us together, what in fact they're doing is separating us. We are separated by nationality, we are separated by gender, we are separated by race, we are separated by language, we are separated by political affiliations. We are separated in as many ways as the powers that be can find to separate us, which I find rather interesting, because one would think that all this technology would in fact bring the human species closer together. In fact, we're going in the opposite direction. The technology people who build these, what they call platforms, kind of interesting when you think about the Tower of Babel, is that these platforms are actually being filled with information by the population, by the people, by the species of humankind. So we have to take some time and really consider where this technology is going to lead us. If we go back 200 years ago, most of our ancestors were on farms. It was an agricultural society. News traveled in hours and days and weeks, not milliseconds, which technology gives us the possibility to do today. So today, unfortunately, if we become angry about something or we become opinionated about something, we can immediately let our thoughts be known around the block, around the neighborhood, around the city, around the globe. And I'm not sure that that's a healthy thing for human beings. I guess if we're going to look at it in terms of scholastic achievements, probably right now we're at the elementary grade level. We have a lot to learn about technology. Do we want this to be totally invasive in our lives? Do we want technology within our bodies? Because ultimately, that's the final step. Because ultimately, that is probably what's going to give us very long-term possibilities on aging. It's probably going to clear up most of our medical problems. But are we willing to make that trade? Are we willing to say we're going to allow technology to basically take over the entire human species? Big question, really big question. And unfortunately, as we move through today's society and the pace of movement, people have no time to sit down and think about this. People are basically checking their emails every 5 minutes, checking their phones every 5 minutes, sleeping with their phones. I mean, we have folks become addicted to technology in ways we never imagined. The irony here, of course, is that I'm doing this YouTube video on a technology platform. So I think that there are possibilities where technology can be used for the good of human beings. I'm just not sure we are there yet. So I would just ask everybody who's viewing this video today, take a few minutes. The year is 2019. Where do you want to go with this technology? Are you willing to be implanted with a chip in your body? You better think about that, because I certainly believe that is the next step. Money will disappear, replaced by credit cards. Credit cards will disappear, replaced by chips in our body. This is how we will be identified. More and more, if you look at the world today, every human being on this planet is being mapped. Full descriptions are being kept of every human being on the planet. And you have to wonder why. You have to wonder why governments and powers that be, and we're really not sure who they are, want to know every single thing about every human being walking on this planet. Food for thought. So as we enter 2019, please give this some serious thought. And you may wonder, well, how can I slow this change? What can I do to alter this change? You can do small things. I was at the bank the other day talking to one of the tellers, and I was paying a credit card bill, and the lady said to me, "Sir, why don't you do that online? Or why don't you go to the ATM?" My response to that lady was, "Well, madam, I can easily do that. But if everybody in this line, in this bank, does that, your job is going to disappear." And very nervously, she said to me, "Sir, all the staff agree with you, but every day we are told we must push more and more of the bank users to use automation, even in knowing that we're jeopardizing our jobs doing it. But we are threatened every day by management to push more and more people to use automation and technology." So I'm one of those people that refuses to use technology for banking. I'm one of those people that goes to the teller. I'm one of those people that refuses to use automated checkout in grocery stores, because once we have all these machines in place, what are we going to do with these millions and millions of workers who are idled? A lot of serious thoughts to be considered in 2019. Can be promising. We're a pretty resilient species when we set our minds to it. But I think right now, we're not on the right track. And we're being led astray by powers that be that really are looking to monetize human beings in ways never considered before. I'll have more to say on that in the coming year. But for now, I thought we'd start off 2019 with, I guess, some sobering thoughts, but thoughts that need to be addressed. And with that, I will say to you, thank you for joining me today. If you can pass on this message to others, it would be appreciated. We can all do just a little bit to change our lives if we want to. And hopefully, as more and more people start to realize where technology is leading us, they may opt to start thinking in different ways and saying, you know what, we can slow this down. We can take the steps necessary to slow this down. Because at the end of the day, people have the power. The masses have the power. We just have to be led in the correct way. Thank you for taking the time today. Namaste to you. Until the next time, thank you.